The Sharp Aquos Crystal was just recently released for Sprint and Boost Mobile and offers a unique borderless display at a great price. A phone with flagship features at a fraction of the cost. What's going on, guys? This is Mo for Phone Fight, and today we'll be unboxing and reviewing the Aquos Crystal by Sharp. Now, before we open up the packaging, let's just take a look at the inside flap. Usually it has some generic information for Boost Mobile. However, it does list the specs right over here. The Sharp Aquos Crystal features Android 4.4 KitKat OS, 3G 4TE, and also features the enhanced LTE network, which is also called Spark, a 5-inch HD edgeless screen, which is the main attraction to this phone, Harman Kardon Clarify and Live Stage for enhanced sound, 8 megapixel camera with 1080p full HD video capability, 1.2 GHz quad-core processor, HD voice enabled, and a 2040 milliamp hour battery. Right over here we get a list of what's included in the box. We see what's included: Sharp Aquos Crystal phone, embedded battery, travel charger, USB cable, and printed materials. Let's go ahead and open this. As with most Boost phones, the phone is usually on top. Let's see what else you get with the phone. So we do have the manuals and the recycling information in the back. Here's the phone, of course. A short little instruction manual explaining how to remove the battery cover. We have the wall adapter for the USB cord. And of course the micro USB cord. Let's take a look at the phone. It does come with the sticker on the front. Let's peel that off. And that is a gorgeous looking phone. This does come in one color for Boost Mobile. Let's take off that battery cover. And as you can see, the battery is not removable. However, it does feature a micro SD card slot and also has a SIM card slot right over here. This SIM card slot is for Boost Mobile service, the 4G LTE. We are greeted with a 8 megapixel camera capable of 1080p recording and also an LED flash. On the top we have our power button, 3.5mm headphone jack, which is going to take advantage of that Harman Kardon sound. On the right side of the phone we have nothing. The bottom we have the micro USB port for charging and the microphone. And on the left side of the phone we do have the volume up-down rockers. The front of the phone features a bezel-less display, and one thing you might find a little different, instead of the camera being on the top, it's going to go on the bottom since there is no top bezel. So we have the camera on the bottom, we have the light sensor, and we also have the microphone right over here on the bottom. So this is the light and proximity sensor. Let's go ahead and power this on. This phone does feature a quad-core Snapdragon processor, does have 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, and it also features 8 gigs of built-in memory, and of course that is expandable to 128 gig memory card. And right off the bat we see the display. Well, if it wasn't for the chin taking up the bottom margins, the display would be all that we would see. Sharp is trying something that has only been fantasized about up until now, the borderless display. And from an appearance standpoint, they knocked it right out of the park. While this is an entry-level smartphone, starting at only $149.99, the Sharp Aquos definitely brings that premium look and feel. Featuring a 5-inch 720p HD screen, the phone is perhaps the smallest footprint for its screen size. The phone measures at 5.16 inches tall by 2.64 inches wide. The phone is also a bit thicker by today's standards, measuring in at 10 millimeters thick. To put the footprint of the phone into perspective, the Nexus 4, which I have right here, actually has a larger body with a slightly smaller screen at 4.7 inches. Now, as you can see, the Sharp Aquos does appear to be a little bit taller, but we're talking about 0.3 inches of a bigger screen on nearly the same size body, which actually, when I looked up the specs, the Sharp measured in narrower, might be a little bit taller though. The front of the Sharp Aquos is accompanied by the 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, which is uniquely placed at the bottom of the phone, which is also accompanied by the light and proximity sensors, as well as the microphone right here on the bottom. The phone utilizes a new technology enabling the entire screen to become the earpiece, so that's why there is no actual earpiece hole at the bottom of the phone, at the top of the phone, I'm sorry. It actually utilizes the whole screen, so if you just put your ear anywhere on the screen during the phone call, you will hear the vibrations and the sound, and it conducts those sounds into your ear. The Sharp Aquos Crystal is running Android 4.4.2, and it does have a few slight alterations from the Sharp operating system, including the Harman Kardon sound and a few widgets that I've noticed, including something called Clip Now, which if we go into there, it enables you to swipe the top of the screen to capture screenshots. URL on the websites will be captured along with the screenshots. View the captured screenshots within the Clip Now app. So just swipe basically the top bezel, and that will do a nice little screenshot pretty quick. So a few little alterations like that from Sharp alters pure Android. However, this is very minimalistic and hard to even notice that this is not 100% Google Play. As I said before, the Sharp Aquos does feature an 8 megapixel camera with an LED flash. However, that 8 megapixel camera might not be the greatest, but one thing it is great at is taking advantage of this borderless display. As you can see, the viewfinder looks amazing. I mean, it's basically like you're just holding the screen in your hand, and it looks amazing. Let's take a picture of my friend the Hulk here. Get him in focus. Snap. It's a very fast shutter. I haven't noticed any lag so far with any of the shots that I've been taking. And the camera is actually pretty feature rich. So let's take a look by pressing this arrow right here on the top. And that brings up all of our options. Let's get our buddy out of the way. And as you can see, we have the settings. Setting brings up different options. We have ISO, white balance shutter mode, self timer, touchscreen shutter, autofocus, anti-shake, anti-flicker. We have help and a framing advisor guide. We have this button to switch it to the front camera. Hello. Switch it back. Alright, we have the flash right here, where we could change it to auto, flashlight, or off. We have GPS location right there for tracking, geotagging your pictures. Right now the camera is by default set to 6 megapixels just to take advantage of that wide view. Let's change it to that 8 megapixel. It does change it to a 4:3 ratio. I actually prefer the wide view just because of the screen. But that is going to come down to what you're using the camera for. If you're just using it for online, that 6 megapixel is going to be great. Let's go back. We have different modes. So right now it's in auto. You could turn auto off where you're going to manually adjust each mode. There's HDR mode, and then there's also guidelines so you can get your shot into focus. Let's switch to the video recorder. So the video recorder is the same concept. It's a widescreen angle. Pretty much just the record button. We do still have options. It does give you the option to change the resolution right there. So right now it's an HD 1280 by 720. Of course you could up that to 1920 by 1080, which is full HD. And then of course there's lower resolutions depending on how you want to share the videos. You might not want it at such a high resolution. There is the night mode, auto or off. And then there's also the geotagging for locations. And then you could of course flip it to the front camera to record using the front-facing camera. The messaging app on the Sharp Aquos is actually a vanilla Android messaging app. And as you can see, it's just a stock Android. Just hit that plus icon on the bottom. It brings up your messaging app. It does come pre-installed with a swipe keyboard, but it also comes pre-installed with the Google keyboard, which is what I prefer. I changed it to that. It's one of the best keyboards that I've used. And so far the typing experience has been great. Now, since the Sharp Aquos is so close to a stock Android experience, the phone feels really smooth. I experienced no lag or anything whatsoever. Let's go into YouTube and check out a quick YouTube video just to show an example of the smooth playback. So right now we have this trailer we're going to check out. We'll also get a chance to experience the speakers and how well they sound.
Hey, John. Keanu Reeves best since The Matrix. I'm thinking I'm back. One of the best action films of the year. The film truly delivers. John Wick. I kind of enjoyed that. Rated R, in theaters and IMAX tomorrow.
Video playback is great on here. Very smooth. I haven't experienced any lag whatsoever. I do have just one minor concern with the phone, and this is me just nitpicking, but the way that the glass actually curves over to the edge of the phone, it looks beautiful. However, I could see myself having a few issues down the line with me tapping buttons that I'm not trying to tap, and also using a case, because I feel that any case you're going to use is going to have to cover part of that screen. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you are willing to use the phone without a case, that's going to be great for you. However, a lot of people do like to use cases, and I could also see that this might be a little minor annoyance. It might not even be an everyday annoyance that you have, but once in a while you are going to realize that that screen is just so close to the edge. But like I said, this is me just nitpicking. If I had to find something wrong with this phone, that's what I would say. Alright guys, overall I think this is the phone to get, especially if you're looking to go with Boost Mobile. For the price point, $149.99, I think you cannot go wrong. It's a 4G LTE phone featuring Spark internet capabilities. Huge 5-inch screen on a very small footprint of a phone. It is an HD screen, 8 megapixel camera, expandable storage, pretty big battery. The phone overall for the price I think is a great deal. I think Sharp hit it out of the park. They could have went with a bezel-less display and went towards a high-end market. However, we already know how cluttered that market is right now with the Galaxy S5, Galaxy Note 4, iPhones. So I think they made the right choice by going towards the prepaid market, hitting the lower budget-minded consumers, get it in more people's hands. More people will be drawn to Sharp over the years, and I think this is a great phone. I mean, for $149.99, there's no way you could go wrong with it. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. And keep tuned to this phone fight for more updates about the Sharp Aquos and phones like it for Boost Mobile, T-Mobile, all other carriers. High-end phones, low-end phones, you name it, we got it at Phone Fight. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.